What is going on, man, y'all? It's your boy Meech, man. Thank y'all for tuning in again to another Steel Talk episode, man. Hey, man, look, it's the start. It's the start of the abyss, man. It's a lot of stuff ain't going on right now in the NFL. You know, organization players are all on vacation. The offices are closed. But we still got to get on here, man. We still got to talk that ball. We still got to talk that ball, man. So be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to jump in that comment section, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, man, so y'all don't get missed. And follow me on all platforms, man, at Steel Talk 6. That's at Steel Talk, the number 6, man. You know, 6 Super Bowls in this thing, man. We at the top. We at the top, man. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. The weekend was crazy. You know, it was a lot of stuff going on leading up to this office closure. You know, you get all the big rumors and stuff coming out right now. And the biggest talk in the game right now with the Steelers is Jalen Ramsey, and Jaire Alexander. The aftermath of Jaire going to the Ravens, man. And, you know, we talked about it. If you didn't tune in that episode, man, go watch it, man. Me and my boy Jack from the Jumping with Jack podcast, man. We did 2 episodes. State of the North. State of the AFC North. Steelers versus Bengals, man. The Steel Jumping podcast. Hey, look, it's going to be more of that. It's going to be more of that. But, yeah, be sure to go check that out, man, and get our thoughts on the AFC North, man, where things shaping up to be. But Jaire Alexander, he goes to the Ravens. The Steelers, quote unquote, miss out. And I'm going to say it like that because I'm not going to say I was never big on Jaire, but when you asking me my preference of who I wanted, it wasn't Jaire. It was Jalen Ramsey. And that's not to say Jaire is a bad player. Like, what? The Ravens signed him for $4 million. For $4 million, you go take that deal, man. You take that gamble. You take that lottery pick. Because at his best, when he's playing and he's on the field, Jaire is the top corner. And if you want to sit here and say the Steelers got to upgrade the slot corner position, Jaire is an upgrade over a Beanie Bishop. I mean, come on now. So I wouldn't say like I didn't like the player or whatever like that. No, I like the player, but my preference was just Jalen Ramsey. I'm looking over the weekend, man. You know, I'm tuning in to everybody's podcasts, and I'm just I'm tapping into the Steelers culture over the weekend. And at first, you know, when the Jaire news first hit, a lot of people was crashing out. I would say crashing out. Oh, the Steelers, like I said, the Steelers quote unquote miss. Here we go. We do this every time. But at the same time, the Jalen Ramsey was always sitting right there. You know, it was like, that is a possibility, y'all. Like, don't get so worked up on the fact that we missed on Jaire Alexander. There's still options out there. And like I said, when you want to get into which one do you take, it's a Ramsey, bro. It's a Ramsey. And I get the fact, it's expensive. He's old. You don't pay that much for a slot corner. But the thing about Ramsey is he can play both outside and inside. So, yeah, when you're looking at his contract, it's 21.2 mil. He just got an extension last year. So I see that. I see that number. And it doesn't scare me because it's 16 mil this year coming in. You can restructure, or you can get that cap space out of a TJ Watt deal, which we know is coming. We know a TJ Watt deal is coming. So, like I said, the cap it doesn't really affect me right now, y'all. It does. I mean, I'm looking at it, and I know you got to be aware. You got to sign your players on the practice squad. You got to have some money for just in case reasons. But at the same time, the Steelers gonna spend it, man. Omar Khan, let Omar Khan cook. Let Omar Khan cook. What we always say about Omar Khan, the con artist. He always trying to finesse somebody. Let my man cook, y'all. Just let him work. That's all I'm saying. Just let him work. Just let him work, man. So like I said, Ramsey, man, he just got an extension last year, 21 mil. It has 4 years on the deal. Like, we could get out of this contract next year. Really breaks down to a 1-year rental. Because, like I said, you could get out the contract next year. So, with a post-June 1 cut. It's just fine. It's fine. Especially if we on the talks of, man, look, we're going all in this year with Aaron Rodgers. And if you say, no, don't go all in with Aaron Rodgers, I say, yeah. Go all in. If you really like, okay, I'm trying to get Cam Hayward a Super Bowl. I'm trying to get TJ Watt a Super Bowl. I'm trying to get Minka a Super Bowl. These 3 guys that need a Super Bowl. Mike Tomlin, you haven't been back in a while, my boy. You haven't been back in a while. And at the same time, Aaron Rodgers hasn't been back in a while. And off the last 2 years we've seen of you, my boy, the conversation was Aaron Rodgers ain't got it no more. So if we all under that cloud of we need a Super Bowl or something has to shake, like the season has to go more than just the first round of the playoffs. The Steelers have to get back to that winning organization for real. The standard really is the standard. Not that BS we've been talking about. If we really getting back to Steelers football, all game, all grit, all Steelers, these are the moves you make. These are the moves you make. Even taking the risk on Jair Alexander. You do that, especially for the money. Especially for the money. He turned down more money. So it's cool though. It's cool though. So like I said, man, you can get out the contract with a post-June 1 cut. I don't feel like it's that bad. The cap hit this year, $16 million, which is okay. Like I said, with a TJ Watt deal, you can restructure a Pat Fryer move, Alex Highsmith, maybe a Cam Hayward, but those two for sure, you can get to that number, man, and still have some money. I think we got like $18 million in cap space right now. So it's cool. You can do that. You can do that. It's easy. It can be done. So the thing with Ramsey, man, he's still a good player. He's still a good player. He's not, if not better than Jair Alexander. So still a ball hawk. He's a big guy. You know, we saw what he did to us with the Jags in the playoff. Beat the crap out of us, the Jags. Come on now. Y'all remember that. Y'all remember that. The start of the, I don't even want to say downfall because I don't want to seem like I've been crashing out by my Steelers. But when shit really hit the fan, I'm going to say that. The start of when it hit the fan, you know, at this moment, he knew, yeah, one of them moments. We saw it, bro. We saw it. So he can play outside and inside, like I said. And if you bring him in, you let him do that. Like, don't sit here, Mike Tomlin, and sit here and say, oh, Jalen Ramsey is only going to play slot corner. No, sir. You rotate these guys out. And I don't care what nobody say. We can't sit here and say, oh, we don't want players or we don't need another corner. You can never have enough corners. Come on now. You can never have enough corners. And if I can stack my corner room to relieve pressure off of Minkah Fitzpatrick, like we've been saying, he's been all over the field, so he can't come up with them interceptions. Oh, man, if we let Minkah just sit back there and roam all praise answers, I'm telling you, the defense is going to be solidified. It's going to be solidified. But with a Beanie Bishop in there right now, and the thing on Beanie, real quick, the thing on Beanie, I'm not down on Beanie. I like Beanie. I think bringing in this Jalen Ramsey move will only help a Beanie Bishop, a Joey Porter. It will only help those guys. You got Darius Slay, Brandon Eccles, Jalen Ramsey, Joey Porter, and Beanie Bishop. Like, you got three guys these guys can learn from. And then, not to mention, next year in the draft, you go get a corner too. You go get somebody that can really pair up with a Joey Porter for the long run. So I'm with it. I'm with it, man. That's one thing I don't get, bro. I don't get why people say no. And straight off the Jair Ramsey, the Jair Alexander news, when everybody was like, no, you don't trade for Jalen Ramsey. Bro, why not? Why not if we making our team stacked up for the future? Those are moves that we want to see the Steelers make, y'all. Those are the moves we want to see the Steelers make. So, and like I said, if you bring him in, you let him play outside and inside. He's too expensive just to be in one role. Way too expensive for that. So what does it take? Let's get into that. What does it take to get a Jalen Ramsey? Or what I say get a Dolphins for him. Because one thing for sure, the Dolphins not going to take on his contract. They're not going to do that. If that was the case, they'd just keep him. But they want to trade him. He wants out. Cool. They got no leverage in the situation. So I'm gonna sit here and say midday 3 pick, and that's it. At the most a 4th round. But if you talking about 3rd and 2nd, bro, get out of here. Get out of here. I give you a 3rd round if you taking on all his contract, not some of it. Then I give you a 3rd round for him. But before I do that, I got to make sure I seal up my wide receiver position because the Steelers in talk. We're looking for a wide receiver too. It wouldn't shock me if we do not bring in a wide receiver too. But I'm gonna say on that, if we don't, we need to see something out of Roman Wilson in training camp coming up in a month. We need to see something out of Roman Wilson. Another step in a Calvin Austin. If we just gonna rock with this core, so we'll see. But at most a fourth fourth round pick for him. It's odd to say that this won't happen, not to do it, but at the same time, like I said, if we sitting here saying the mentality of this season is going all in, or let's put the best foot forward, make the best moves possible. These are one of those moves. So these are one of those moves. Now the question is what to do next if a Jalen Ramsey trade happens. I think that's where the main focus should be. And why I touched on it just a little bit ago. Receiver 2 and that offensive line. Like, we cannot forget about those two. Because, like, with the offensive line, let's say Broderick does not hit. Broderick looks the same on the left side, on his natural side. It's the same thing out of Broderick. We need Broderick to step up because you got to protect Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers can't be running around like a Lamar Jackson or a Joe Burrow. You got to have a clean pocket, protect him. Brady ball. What we said about Tom Brady, you can't touch him. That's the type of game that you got to provide for Aaron Rodgers. So not even Broderick Jones, though, or Troy Fautanu, if he gets hurt again. He had injuries in college. First year he got hurt twice. We didn't see him. He was done for the season. Now here's his second year, but it's really like a rookie year. But I'm just saying, so you got to look at the offensive line too. There's other missing pieces to the Steelers organization, this roster. You feel me? Now, that's not to say that the roster is just terrible, but there is some holes and some glaring holes. Like I said, wide receiver 2 is another one. Wide receiver 2. And I don't want to come off like I'm just so focused or so keen on injuries, but that's a part of football. You gotta, and you can't like schedule it in like this player gonna get hurt here or something like that. No, you can't do that. But at the same time, you gotta, what if? You always gotta think about the what ifs, I feel like. So yeah, wide receiver 2. If a DK Metcalf, and I said this on the podcast, on the Still Jumping podcast, man, go tune into it. We got 2 episodes out right now. More to come with my boy Jack over with Jumping with Jack. But yeah, I said it on there. If DK Metcalf go down, hey, Steeler Nation, boy, we cook, man. So putting faith in a Robert Woods, a Calvin Austin, and a Roman Wilson to carry the season, ooh-wee. Chop it up, bud. Hey, the only good thing out of that, man, the Steelers getting a top 10, a top 15 pick. I say top 15 pick. A top 15 pick, man, something like that happens. Knock on wood, I don't want to put nothing in the air. No bad juju in the air. None of that. So much help for all of those guys, man. But I'm just saying, you got to account for it. So I think bringing in a Jalen Ramsey, and we're just going to say wide receiver. If you traded for Chris Olave or Terry McLaurin or what's another one? Or just in general, bringing in Amari Cooper. I feel like a Jalen Ramsey trade would shut all that down. So then you have to go with somebody like a Gabe Davis. And if we talking about injuries, you see how it all comes back. That man visited 4 or 5 teams and walked out of all of them with no contract. Something ain't right with him. Something ain't right with him. So yeah, but I think it's a risk. It definitely shows up that defense, even at that. So we'll see, man. Y'all get in the comment section. Y'all let me know. Am I tripping? Am I wrong? Am I going off the deep end? Is it crazy for the Steelers to go get a Jalen Ramsey? Is it possible for the Steelers to go get a Jalen Ramsey? Y'all let me know. Get in the comment section, man. It's your boy Meech. I'm out, man. Y'all stay up and stay blessed.